over quarantine, I had a pretty heavy spiritual awakening, which caused me to start journaling and doing shadow work. Hey guys, it's Emily and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Emily, and it would mean the world to me if you hit that big red subscribe button. So over quarantine, I had a pretty heavy spiritual awakening, which caused me to start journaling and doing shadow work. This is my journal, and I will be doing a completely separate video all about journaling really soon. But as I started journaling, I started this thing in the back of my journal where I write down like smart quotes I've heard, lessons I've learned, or like maybe habits I don't want to repeat. And I figured that there might be some good advice in here, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to be sharing some of these nuggets with you guys today. The first thing I wrote was, to feel lonely is to crave yourself. This took me so long to learn. Being homeschooled, I never really had a ton of friends, and then I did make friends and still felt lonely when I was hanging out with the majority of them. I believe I read this quote on a YouTube video or something, but I finally realized that loneliness is craving yourself. And when you're around people who don't make you feel lonely, it's because they're bringing out a version of yourself that you really like. That quote has changed my life and how I socialize and my general happiness. You will never be criticized by someone achieving more than you. That one's pretty self-explanatory and is right about 99% of the time. Nothing extraordinary came from comfort zones. This one's pretty famous, and I just read it or remember it anytime I need to push into doing something, like filming a YouTube video. What can money buy you that patience can't? This is more personal because I find myself spending a lot of money on my impatience. Knowing who you are is hard. Eliminate who you are not, and you are exactly where you need to be. This quote really hits hard because I feel definitely being a teenager, I try to do a lot of self-discovery, and if I bring it all back to my intuition and knowing things I don't enjoy and start eliminating things I don't enjoy, I feel really comfortable with the things that I still have left. I don't know if that made sense, but we're gonna go with it. The future is inevitable. Also, this one also I feel as in aging and like my childhood coming to an end. I sometimes like sit and like wallow in my own despair. But I realize that, you know, aging and the future is inevitable, and this can apply to anything. It's just something we have to accept and then eventually learn to rely on. And this has honestly really changed my mindset about time and aging. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. This one's really famous, but it's really true. And I feel like as people, we hear things like this, but we never really register them. And when this one registered with me, it really hit hard. So, change is the only constant. This is true. Change is the only thing that's really guaranteed in life. And if there was anything we should emotionally depend upon, it would be change. Life is easy. It becomes hard when living better than our neighbor becomes our goal. This obviously isn't true 100% of the time, but I really like meditating on this to give myself perspective of some things that I'm like stressing out about. So like if I find myself being really materialistic, like, oh, I want Air Force Ones or she has stocks or whatever, I just meditate on this quote and give myself some like perspective. Don't take life too seriously. No one makes it out alive anyways. This one is also pretty famous and true. How true? How true? Maiden Agan. This is actually a quote from ancient Greek I learned 10 years ago. Quite literally, it means lead in nothing, or like lead in not one thing. But basically it means don't do anything in excess, which I think is a pretty good quote to live by. Ask and you shall receive. I find myself going through and making exact plans on how I'm gonna get something or how I'm gonna achieve this or do that without asking the universe or asking anybody about it first. And I think I recently just learned that a lot can be achieved by just asking. And today's last quote is, what you seek is seeking you. If something is truly meant to be in your future, it is seeking you as well, and it's all about how you find it, when you find it, and how you connect to it. This was such a fun video to film, and I really love making this type of content for you guys. today's shout out goes to this lovely person. If you want a possible shout out in my next video, comment down below what your favorite quote from this video was. Blessed be, guys. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.